What's going on, my friends? Welcome back to Sports Gaming Rosters. Tonight I am announcing that we are releasing a new MLB The Show roster for Opening Day 2026. This one will be handled by JWDixon and I. We both worked on the Franchise Fidelity to Reality roster project for the past few years. Been the most downloaded roster on the share every year. But it's going to be a two-man show this year. He's got his own philosophies that he's bringing forth, and I'm going to talk about that just a little bit here in this reveal/introduction video for the rosters coming out very, very soon. I've linked the full document in the description below where JWDixon talks about his process for the ratings and the way this roster's set up. This guy is a freaking genius. He's a lot smarter than I am, so I'm going to attempt to dumb it down a little bit for you guys and for myself so we can kind of see where he's coming from. I'm just going to read a few excerpts from the document. I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's very long and very detailed, but I highly recommend you check it out if you're interested in seeing how he does things. Also, I decided to shut my Discord down for reasons I won't get into, but JW has his own Discord set up for this project, MLB The Show and baseball in general. Highly recommend you go join that. The description below has the link. It's a really good spot and definitely check it out. So, what exactly makes our roster different, special, worth checking out? The goal is to make the sim engine produce realistic results. That means ratings aren't just about capturing what a player did in real life, they're about making the game's engine recreate those results when you simulate. So, a 280 hitter should hit around 280 in franchise sims. A guy who strikes out 30% of the time should strike out 30% of the time in the game. That requires understanding how the game's engine interprets each attribute, which is why sim testing comes first. So you know that simulation stats are usually pretty bad in the vanilla sports games, and MLB The Show in particular is probably the worst of the bunch, except for maybe Madden and some of their things, but Madden's a whole different engine when it comes to bad. So what he hopes to replicate with his stuff, alright? Key principles. Every attribute maps to specific real stats. Nothing is arbitrary. The stat to rating curves come from testing inside the game engine, not guesswork. StatCast expected metrics, you know, the nerd stuff that I'm not smart enough to understand. Separate skill from luck. Ratings use a weighted multi-year window, so one hot or cold stretch doesn't swing everything. So I think he uses a few years worth of data to build his ratings as opposed to just how the player did the previous year. Luck corrections compare each pitcher to their own expected performance, not league averages. So you know, pitching, luck, and defense and those kind of things have a lot to do with how a player's stats can fluctuate from year to year or month to month or whatever. JW uses several different data sources to pull his information and to calculate his ratings. Fangraphs, API for hitting stats and pitching stats, and you know, the upper nerd stats, baseball savant StatCast. You know StatCast if you've ever watched a baseball production in the past 5 or 10 years. Streamer projections, Chadwick Bureau Register, those things I've even never heard of, but he's got all those things all gathered together to really build some good multi-year weighted projections / ratings. Again, I'm not going to go into this entire document because this video will be 30 minutes long, but I highly recommend you check it out because he goes literally position by position and stat by stat to explain how the ratings have been calculated. It's far more work than anybody over at MLB The Show or any other ratings creators would even dare to do, which is why he decided to break off and do this project on his own. He's just a smart ass dude, man. He can really get this thing figured out, and you're going to have an awesome time with this roster. So what is my role in this roster project? Mine is to clean up the mess that is the live roster for MLB The Show. Yes, technically they have all real players, all minor league players, but the guys they choose to include are just random AA pitchers, former prospects that haven't been important for the past 5 years or so, and just a bunch of garbage. So I go through and add all of the top 30 prospects for every team via MLB Pipeline's top 30 that came out in early March, other than 16-year-old players. So I would say 896 of the 900 players are going to be in this roster set. And I say we've probably added about 400 to 500 new players that were not originally in there. So player likeness, heights, weights, ages, positions, equipment, all that good stuff is all in here. Accurate as to top 30s for every single team and opening day rosters. So you can check out my website to see a complete player list, and I'm going to be adding player profiles throughout the season. to go with these rosters. So if you want to see some ratings, hop on the website and check all of that out. And that's all I got for this roster announcement. And good news is it's coming very soon, probably by opening day, which is Wednesday, March 25th. I usually don't give ETAs, as you guys know, but JW seems really confident in getting this thing out, so it should be out in the next day or two. Join the Discord, subscribe, stay tuned here. I will have announcements and lots of videos following, including my yearly how to set up and run a complete 30-team opening day roster control franchise. So exciting times are coming. It's going to be a really good year for MLB The Show, and thank you as always, everybody.